Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Advanced Wars Days of Ruin Tiny Wars replay. Spawn on the south side as the pink penny, we got Inconspicuous. Spawn on the north side as the green Caulder, we got Yoshierider. Caulder's course is reworked from the cartridge counterpart, has 50% boarding cost, 2 radius, 0 expansion, 0 energy, amplifies plus 25, and 2 health recovery every turn, does cost funding. Penny's been buffed from the cartridge counterpart, does a standard boarding cost, 3 radius, 30, 60, 60. Provides a nice modest plus 15 for all units. And of course, can summon random weather every 3 turns. Let's go and get started. A lot of properties in this map. There's also a pair of comm towers in the corner here, which is pretty secureable for north and southwards, but it can still be easily contestable. Infantry. With the amount of roads there, players with tall tend to go for bikes, but bikes can be a bit expensive right now. After all, in order to get out, infantry costs each one 1,500, so in order to get out a bike and 2 infantry units there, that would be 5,500, which Penny can do it this turn. But it does have go just for more infantry, so no bikes out in the field. She does save 2,000 funds, so maybe I'm for a tank next turn. And Caulder in return goes for triple bike, so quite a bit of difference there. Penny has 11,000. Could go for a battle copter, or perhaps Dusters are 13,000, right? Yeah. So no battle Duster this turn. Does go for 1 infantry unit there. Think. Oh, double recon. Okay. A recon rush. Or is it considered a rush if it's turn 7? Based on seeing how quickly or not quickly infantry are leaving the base, it is some of a rush. Caulder loads himself into a bike there. More of an expendable bike since he doesn't have to worry about keeping power charge up. He can have expendable CO units. And he himself goes for double recon and a bike there. Tank infantry. Tank infantry. You have a green infantry unit there, capturing up this city, which could be interrupted. Pink's starting to catch up to some of these cities here. This one could be interrupted, it all depends if it gets scouted out. It will not be interrupted this turn. And now finally comm tower gets captured. Usually not uncommon to see people rushing towards the comm towers, but it looks like another player rushed for comm towers this game. Anti-air, tank, and bike. Recon gets on top comm tower, at least will prevent it from being captured. Does spawn infantry way off in the distance. Oh, gunboat gets the lead, so she's probably gonna see herself there onto that tank there. Tank infantry in anti-air. Infantry. And lander, tank and infantry. Does seal the tank there. Interrupts the capture there, of course, flipping the property. Battlecopter infantry flare. Infantry, battlecopter, tank, bike. Tank does get a good shot there, and hits the anti-airs or the bike there. Interrupts the capture there as well. Right now, Penny's at 14 energy. Of course, Caulder's units here nearby will get repaired on up. Get some good damage there. Infantry units trying to capture the counter. He is down, but Penny is down by +5/+5. Tank, mech, tank. Units do go down. Penny's command takes us 7 health, but has more tanks nearby to push forward with. Caulder's at 26,000 income versus Penny's 21. She has a good number of properties being captured this turn. I see at least 4 or 5 properties, so she will pull ahead 27. So they're basically keeping even right now. Caulder has 106,000 field versus 92, so he does have about a turn advantage. Good strike there. Tank, tank, tank. 22 energy at the moment. If Penny got 1 superpower gun, she can chain her effects of her weather, and Caulder will have a significant amount of time, issues ahead of him. He has gotten a flare on the field, so he does have some counter if Penny throws out rain, but he will definitely suffer when the sandstorm will come out. And this map is quite large, so snow would be particularly adverse as well. Some adverse weather, that's definitely for sure. Infantry nearby can interrupt that capture down south. Penny will get some significant amount of power charge, I would say, this turn. She can push forward, there's a lot of targets in front of her. I don't think she won't be able to get her superpower deploy her superpower next turn. But she may get fully charged. A lot of targets in front of her. decides to push over the right rather than left, but does get a good hit there. +1 radius, allow her to get more shots and more power charge going. Takes out the anti-air there, good strike there, and there. It just needs a little bit more energy, 58 out of 60. Caulder could stop the weather by simply pulling out of her radius. She'll have to move to get more power charge going, but simply just pulling back prevents the superpower next turn, but may just fall off the following. And puts the infantry unit right in the radius there, so we're going to see some stormy weather next turn. Or take your guess on what type of weather it could be. I'm guessing snow. That's my guess. You're guessing rain? Anybody guessing sandstorm? Any Darude sandstorm lovers? And snow. Now let's see if Caulder was prepared for the winter, like Genghis Khan, or will he fail like Napoleon and Hitler? Take some hits there. And this, of course, where it comes to Penny. She can start chaining her superpowers together. Snow, of course, has the least effectiveness on combat, but just simply hurts mobility, which also affects combat. Having everything just get -1 movement range, it hurts. Regardless of whether Penny summons or Mr. Bear summons for Penny, it will hurt your opponent. All depends on the situation of what will hurt more. Tank infantry, battle copter. And Penny's command tank is at full health. Decides to keep back a little bit, not a bad idea. Flare has 1 ammo. She has a pretty good core of tanks down south, so she can just drive blitz to the center of the map. And the snow will make it difficult for her opponent to retreat. So right now, Caulder does have more force in the field, 171 versus 167. And I suppose only slight at this moment. Does go for a rocket. No. Rocket can be nice. Always situational though. Luckily it doesn't go through the snow. Caulder's getting some good hits there. There's also a lot of targets there for Penny to get her next superpower. I swear, whenever I see Penny in the field, I just think, how badly is she going to chain her weather? I swear, Penny's an A tier to S tier CO. It doesn't seem like much, but it hurts. Since no CO really has day-to-day benefits, barring Penny's make her units invulnerable, immune to weather effects. But the fact that she have a lingering of superpower is such a massive deal. Particularly for Sandstorm. I think Sandstorm is the worst weather to fight in. Having -3% firepower, that's effectively fighting against the superpower every single turn. And she has 6 energy now. She has her CO power ready to go. See, this is turn 3, right? One more turn of weather. And before his current is, yep, next turn Penny can summon some weather and keep the, well, fluctuations going. She has a good amount of infantry here, not pushing too far forward, and Caulder's not pushing forward any forward there. Penny's pulled out a slight advantage at the moment, but the weather will continue giving her an advantage. Remember as well, Caulder has these amounts of funds locked away in the lander. The lander is 10,000. So you got always minus 10,000 there. Though it does push forward units there, so not really minus 10,000. It's hard to calculate, honestly. I think landers should cost less. Closer to 7,000, honestly. I know they've been, in Days Ruined, they've been constantly reducing the cost of a lot of naval units and make it more fun. Caulder goes for a war tank. The weather does end, but I don't think it's a good idea to go for a war tank. Sandstorm. Minus 30% firepower percent global now. See this tank? Minus 25%. And the problem is, well, next turn Caulder will also have to deal with plus 15% defense. Not to mention plus 50% offense. So this turn, Penny's vehicles are going to be near bulletproof. You have a missile here, ready to shoot down some civilian airliners. Tank, bike, or tank, mech, battlecopter, and tank. It's going to be hard for Caulder to make some moves. He does, of course, has his aura effect right here. Caulder now has, yeah, it looks like they're pretty even at the moment, at least in value on the field. So this game could still go all the way, but it just feels like it's much better in Penny's favor. I don't know how to explain it. A lot of this, of course, is locked up in a war tank slowly advancing forward. At least I don't have to go drive for the winter. And thanks to Sandstorm, it's already got past the spring mud, which is actually worse for vehicles. Winter historically is worse for infantry and other units, but then spring muds makes it worse for mechanized warfare and motorized warfare. Missile does get a couple good picks there on the battlecopters. Penny's at 35 energy, already more than halfway to her next CO power. Tank, anti-air, gunboat, or another gunboat just entering there, infantry, and Duster. Duster is actually not really necessary at this moment, but can be quite nice. Besides some machine gun down the battlecopter. You saw that tank there? Double tank push down south. Meteor. Battlecopter tank. Missile gets a good hit there, and Rocky gets a good hit there. Already 52 energy. And she has enough for another superpower. It'll be blowing out next turn. Let's keep the Sandstorm going. Sandstorm is such a good weather for Penny. I wonder what Mr. Barrel summon next turn. Penny's trying to crush through the flanks. Right now she's about 2 turns ahead right now. She's a pretty good core of tanks. Over the flanks over here, she has a pretty small force, but so does Caulder. Caulder does have flare, so at least he has some coverage in case of rain. But rain will be the good way to round out the weather. The opposite of a hat trick, I guess in this case, be straight. There's strikes there. His war tank still heading down south. Maybe it would have been a good idea to get that load up in the lander. If Penny got another penny for units smashed here, she'll have at least mother of all tea parties. Yeah, wonder, if you can make tea out of most plants, it seems like, what happens if Caulder makes Penny some the creep plant as a form of tea for Penny? That would be horrible. That would be monstrous. And more sandstorm. Caulder's not going to have any firepower breaks here. Does interrupt its capture. Caulder's trying to flip 2 properties here, but both of them... Actually, no. This one will not be interrupted. It will be healed to full next turn thanks to Caulder's seal unit, and Penny does not see the aura radius there. This one will, of course, have 11 capture progress remaining, and so we'll have 1. And we'll flip that property. Oh! Should not have done that. Should have captured the property. That was a misclick, I would say. War tank makes it over the left side. That's going to be very overkill right now. Caulder's making some advances over here. There's quite a force. Penny will disintegrate from this. Has artillery, war tank ain't here. Only problem is, Penny has a good ambush of mechs there. Which is a new plural form of mechs. The ambush of mechs. Tank ain't here. Artillery, battlecopter. Good shot there. 211 versus 204, so Penny's about a turn and a half ahead. Of course, it's also her turn. Now that's interrupted and fully stopped there. Could have been fully flipped. Apparently I found out recently that you can actually make a tea that's very close to coffee from dandelion roots. But then again, you apparently can make tea out of most things. What flavor of water or root do you want to today, effectively? Whatever grows in the garden could pretty much be grown into tea. Good, it's there. Mech, battlecopter, anti-air tank. Does capture this property there. Had 1 capture progress remaining. We got 2 properties there. Capture progress 10, so it looks like that will be interrupted. War tank get a good strike there. Could be struck by the 7 health mech. This full health one's too far away. Made the battlecopter get a good strike there. Of course, the E-tier is no longer existing up here, so this battlecopter gets some good work done. Battlecopter tank infantry. And the battlecopter is rotating down south. Caulder has definitely gone for a healthy number of battlecopters. And he has 31 energy at the moment. He should get enough another superpower that could keep the weather going. It's good damage there. So that unit there could put a 5 health infantry shot into the artillery. Those are the war tank was successfully dealt with, just simply got overran, mostly thanks to cost-effective mechs. Just goes for a bit of a recon pass there. 47, this also 2, yeah, she's gonna get her superpower this turn. Just needs 1 more energy, and I see 2 healthy infantry nearby. Oh, does not go a shot on them. Nothing in... Could see him pull out of the race. Does not have vision of the CO, which means doesn't have vision of the CO zone. Oh, we'll definitely have CO power because Caulder gave it to her. Good shot there. Let's see what weather we get. Battlecopter, tank. I would say pop the superpower globally first. And got snow, so we do have a 2 pair of weather. No rain. Good shots there. Of course, Penny will have plus 15 global this turn. She has a very good amount of core tanks. Right now, she's at course for day-to-day, effectively up to 260 versus 169. Does keep some money in the bank. Mech gets a good strike there. Kicks the ETR as well. Hits the war tank. And Caulder has now resigned his Android, saying, "Keep watching," and on to the next replay.